And tonight, justice for a little girl killed while her father led deputies on a 45-minute chase all across Harris County.
DeAndre Flanagan was convicted of capital murder today after family members say he strangled his daughter while on FaceTime with her mother and grandfather during a jealous rage.
I know in her mind, she probably was just wondering, like, what did I do? Like, what are you doing this to me for? Like, I love you. Like, why are you hurting me?
We saw the killer's rage on full display this afternoon outside of the courtroom in the hallway when he went after one of our photojournalists. Take a look. Luckily, photojournalist Mark Lawyer says he only jammed a finger during the defendant's outburst in the hallway of the courthouse this afternoon. Although DeAndre Flanagan's ankles were shackled by leg irons, his hands were allowed to be free during the trial so as not to prejudice the jury. Nonetheless, it took jurors less than 2 hours to convict Flanagan, finding him guilty of killing his 2-year-old daughter.
Back on March 20th of 2023, DeAndre Flanagan picked up his daughter Zavea from daycare before taking her to a nearby Walmart to confront her mother, Kirsten Watson, while she was at work. Kirsten and DeAndre have recently broken up, and DeAndre now believed that she was dating a new man, which made him furious. So when DeAndre confronted Kirsten, he began hitting her in her face repeatedly, and then left the store with her cell phone and their daughter Zavea. DeAndre threw Zavea into the car without buckling her in and began driving off erratically. Kirsten's mother also worked at the same Walmart, so she let her daughter use her cell phone to FaceTime DeAndre. The police got behind him and attempted to pull him over, but DeAndre didn't stop. He sped up and continued driving erratically with Zavea flying all over the car because she wasn't wearing a seatbelt or strapped into a car seat. The police chase would end up going on for 45 minutes while Kirsten and her father were on FaceTime the entire time, begging DeAndre to stop and to stop harming Zavea. While on FaceTime, DeAndre continuously demanded Kirsten's password to her cell phone, the one that he took from her when he was in Walmart, and showed himself physically assaulting Zavea as he continued to make his demands. According to the charging documents, DeAndre hit his daughter with and against a blunt object while inside the car. Prosecutors said Zavea suffered multiple injuries from the beating as well as being flung around the car during the police chase. Kirsten later told reporters that she knows that her baby girl was so confused and was wondering why her father was doing this to her. Like, why would he be hurting her when she loved him so much? Her daddy then took her punishment up a notch. As Kirsten and her father watched helplessly on FaceTime, DeAndre showed Zavea's final moments. Kirsten says Zavea was on her daddy's lap and she was gasping for air. He had his arm around her neck and was squeezing. As he squeezed, he said, "This is what you made me do. All you care about is that man." Kirsten said she kept pleading with him and telling him, "No, stop, please. This is your daughter. She loves you." But he didn't stop until their daughter was no longer breathing. DeAndre then showed Kirsten and her father Zavea's lifeless body while still fleeing from the police. The chase ended after Deontay crashed into other cars and stopped in a field at St. Dunstan's Episcopal Church. He then sparked a standoff. SWAT officers surrounded the vehicle, and after about 20 minutes, he was finally apprehended. Zavea was rushed from the car to a nearby hospital where she was ultimately pronounced deceased. Zavea was Kirsten's only child. She told reporters that she was just trying to end things with DeAndre, and now she's left without her only child as well. She and her family said, "You may have taken her last breath, but you cannot kill her spirit, her memory, or her name." Kirsten was determined to get justice for her baby girl. She said that she feels like she was failed by the police leading up to her daughter's death because she called the police several times just days before the murder due to her concerns that something like this might happen. According to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, they responded to at least 2 calls for service at her home days before everything went down. On March 15th, they responded to a terroristic threats call, and then on March 19th, they responded for telephone harassment. Kirsten says she told them over and over and over that something was going to go wrong. She felt that if they could have at least tried to find him, that would have at least helped. But every time that she called the police on DeAndre, he was gone by the time the police arrived. Kirsten said that even with DeAndre's past, the police still never tried to find him when he would be gone. DeAndre's past showed that he had violent tendencies because, according to prosecutors, he was charged in 2018 for attacking his own brother who has special needs. During that same year, he was also charged with criminal mischief for driving a car into someone's home. Kirsten had to wait 2 long years for her chance at justice for her baby Zavea, but her day finally came last week. After almost a week-long trial, a jury convicted DeAndre of capital murder for the death of Zavea. He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Kirsten had to